Hello, Cats and Kittens. Olewa Jose, Yoroshku. We're back on in the Crisis Corner on Manga Monday, giving my impressions of One Piece Chapter 1032, Odin's Beloved Blade, or Beloved Blade. I don't know how you want to say that. Okay, so we're talking about Emna, but we'll get to that in a second. The first page throws me a little bit, where we see Marco and Izo speeding off to deal with something, and Izo makes I think it's Izo speaking. It says the outcry about an enormous apparition has me feeling uneasy. I imagine that she's talking about the yokai, the fire yokai, and I think I can't remember exactly. Yeah, it's got to be. Let's say it is. Then that means that Marco and Izo are going to help take down the yokai. I don't know. You tell me. I'm not that invested in that, to be honest with you. We come to the point also with Yamato and Fuga. Apparently they know each other, and then they breeze right past this. Fuga's caught up with Yamato, I guess. And Yamato's like, it's nice to see you again, but I'm in a hurry. So they breeze right by that. So they know each other. So this has got to be one of the people that was in the cave, in the flashback was in the cave with Yamato. He's been turned into a yokai. I've been turned into a number, excuse me. We'll get back to that, I guess. That's not terrible. That's gonna be what it is. Like I say, I'm not terribly interested in that right now either. The whole yokai bombs in the basement thing to me is, it's all right. That's nothing I'm mad about. I'm not crazy about it, but it is what it is. That's gonna take care of it. So I'm telling you, it's too many fights. It's too many fights because Oda's gonna make it work, and it's going to make a heck of a trade, you know what I mean? But in the moment, I don't really care about that. So we go I hate to say it like that, but it's true. So here's the part that's kind of weird to me. Ultimately, we're going to get CP0 versus Apu and Drake. That's not a fight that I was interested in either. I wanted Brooke, Robin, and maybe some coalition of the Straw Hats dealing with CP0 for the reason that the stakes would be there. You know what I mean? Protect Robin at all costs, rematch with CP0, but, One Piece doesn't do rematches that much. I guess so that would be off the table, but Drake and Apu, I mean, you got to give him something to do, I guess. But what are you saving Robin and Brooke for? Robin got her fight, that's cool. Brooke really hasn't gotten a fight yet, so I figured he was going to have to, muscle up against somebody. I'm a little confused on that. There's still people that haven't got fights. Chopper hasn't gotten a fight, if he's ever going to get one. And Usopp hasn't really gotten a fight. He got smacked around, but he hasn't gotten a fight. So ultimately, the long and short of it is the fire yokai is running loose, and apparently Yamato and Fuga, possibly with the aid of maybe Brooke, who has ice abilities, and Robin, who I don't think would be of too much use against a fire yokai, unless she got something else up her sleeve. That's going to go down. And at the same time, Apu and Drake are going to fight CP0 for reasons I don't know. There's nothing in it for them. If I start taking a beating from CP0, I just dip out because there's nothing in it for me. You know what I mean? Apu is kind of funny in the sense that he's going to try to leverage. He always trying to leverage something. So he's going to take pictures of CP0 and sell them to News Morgan. So they bop him in the head real quick. Draw blood. I mean, he looked like he took a real good shot, but apparently he armored up with armament hockey, and that deflected the worst of it. And he does get his lick back in when he booms the CP0 agent right in the face. But again, Drake versus Drake and Apu versus CP0. It's another another undercard that I don't really care about. But it could be interesting. I'll give you that. But all it's going to do, I guess the point is to boost up the supernovas. All of them got to get some kind of shine. So this, even though they're not in coalition with the Straw Hats, they're just fighting for their own lives. Fine. They're not even trying to protect Nico Robin. They're just fighting because they've been attacked. Fine. Whatever. All right. So we're going to, and I'm not trying to dismiss the undercards, but there's so many of them. I mean, it's 5 or 6, I guess, that are out there, plus a couple of situations like in Mato and the Fire Yokai and Momonosuke trying to keep Onigashima aloft. It's like 6, 7 situations, including Luffy and Sanji and Zoro's fight. I'm just waiting for the main events to kick off. And when that happens, all the rest of that stuff will play itself out. So we get the King versus Zoro, the continuation. King has this weird ability where he slingshots his face at people, which is not Imperial deep fried steak. And he either, I don't know if it's an air pressure thing or his face is detachable or something, but he pulls his thing back and his beak shoots at people, however that works. Zoro, I believe, dodged it, but he says that he couldn't block it because it's like a laser beam. So I don't know if he's referring to the speed or whatever it is that he shot at him. Between his flight ability and these weird abilities that he has, his skill set is giving Zoro a whole lot of trouble because he's still huffing and puffing. He understands, kind of like on the roof with Kaido, that if you just keep, if he keeps fighting King at a distance, he's just going to wear himself out at some point. So his idea is to bring him down literally to earth so they can fight close quarters. And for that, he lets loose a 360-pound Phoenix, which doesn't really have an effect. And then King is letting loose like rapid fire slingshot thingies, I guess, because you just see like little beams just coming down and firing around Zoro. I guess he's dodging them. Yeah, he's on the run, so he's dodging them. And they have an interesting interchange because literally, I mean, King's comment is that in prehistoric times, this is how was an ancient to the Petronodons or whatever. In ancient times, this is how they hunted their prey. I don't think so. I'm guessing that's a gag, but yeah, and it's kind of like Queen. Queen and a lot of the beast pirates have these weird abilities, tacked on to being, ancient dinosaur types that don't make any sense. Launching your face at somebody doesn't make any sense. Prehistoric Petrodons or whatever you call it didn't launch their faces at anybody. Anyway, so Zoro, in his attempt to bring him down to earth, hits him with the black rope dragon twister, no effect. His skills, because he's King blocks it with his wings. Zoro even makes the comment that he's been hitting him with attacks. He's been landing attacks, and he hasn't even drawn blood at this point. So King, of his own volition, comes down to earth, comes down to the ground to duel Zoro with swords. Here, I would think Zoro would have the advantage because King even stated that he's not an elite swordsman. You know, he's more or less a brutish fighter. You know, but he has a sword. He knows how to use it, so he attacks. They're attacking close quarters at this point, and he again manages to swat Zoro again with his wings, I believe it was, and send him flying. And Zoro makes a comment that he has to solve whatever King's ability is before he can. Did he fix his mask? No, he cut off. But no, he did. He cut off part of his mask, didn't he? And it looks. Yeah, he did cut off part of his mask. He wants to solve whatever King's ability is. Otherwise, he feels like he may not be able to defeat him. Then, while he's lying on his back, his shamisen starts playing. And Emna just wigs out and starts sucking energy out of him because of the music of the shamisen, I believe. Now, at this point, I'm saying Zoro, Emna, for an upgrade, is starting to get weird to me. I mean, at this point, give Sanji the raid suit back because this is the upgrade is getting kind of weird. He's upgraded with a living sword that. I mean, the sword's got to be alive if it can hit a shamisen and react. Because if it's the sword of Odin, and Komurasaki is playing the shamisen, and Komurasaki is Odin's daughter, so I mean, the sword's possessed by Odin and it's flicking off because his daughter is alive. I don't know. That's weird. So. Like I said, I'm curious to see how this plays out because Orochi also hears the shamisen playing and then finds out that it is Komurasaki and he's all jammed up because he thought she was dead and you know he's crying and stuff like that. I'm assuming she's using this as some kind of ploy to assassinate this dude. You know, get him nice and close and then you know. That'd be cold-blooded, though. That'd be crazy. I guess. I'm not sure. This has got to be a ploy to kill him. But Komurasaki killing... I wanted Usopp to take out Orochi. Because they got a kind of similar vibes. Kind of similar vibes. And that would be... Say what you want, that would be a bit of a feat for Usopp, I guess. But maybe the speculation is that Usopp's going to get one of the numbers to fulfill his lie about being able to defeat giants, I guess. This is interesting. Like I say, the Zoro stuff interests me, obviously. I'm a little weird about the sword and how that's going to constitute his level up. Or how it's going to affect his fight with King at all. Is it going to be to his detriment that it's wigging out and stealing his energy because he was already huffing and puffing as it was? So if it's sapping his haki now, it's only going to make matters worse, I guess. Or would it but if it enables him to cut King, is that really him leveling up, or is it the Green Destiny or whatever you want to call this ability of the sword? I don't know. But I'm invested in that, so that's cool. The Komurasaki angle, I'm kind of invested in that. I'm curious at least to see if she's going to assassinate this dude or what. I'm assuming it's leading to some assassination attempt. And that's how the chapter ends. So overall, half of the story, half of the chapter I didn't really care about, although I'm not saying it was bad, I just didn't care. because they're undercards that I don't really care about. It had Brooke and Robin had, if they had to fight against CP0, I'm in. But if it's going to be Drake and Apu, whatever. And like I say, the development with Zoro and Komurasaki, I'm interested in. I'm invested. So overall, there's at least a half a chapter that I really like, or at least find interesting. Not to say that it's bad. You know, everybody got their likes and dislikes, and this was just half of a story that I really was interested in. So that's it. That's all I got. Until next week, we'll see where this goes. But the way this is hopping back and forth, there's no guarantee that we're going to get a resolution to what's going on with Emna or what's going on with Komurasaki. So that's the way that the story is bouncing back and forth until these battles really start to close out. I'm fine with it. That's it. So until next week, that's it for Manga Mondays. Until next time, stay loose.